Hefty's the name, shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all, nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape, they all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet Town to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've got 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region, I've conquered the game. Hefty is the king, the one who never quits. Call him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I've conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What is going on? Good to see you all. What's up, Shiny Cornholio, Lacey, Strings, someone silly? Welcome in, everybody. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. What's up, Draconified? Welcome in. Yeah, it's been a little bit. We'll be talking about that throughout the stream, I'm sure. But in the meantime, we gotta keep working on the Zapdos. We're at 2,000 checks already. Let's see how many checks we can get in today. Also, yeah, in my time off, my little light here died, so the lighting might not be great today. Apologize for that. How have I been? It's been a busy couple months. It has been a busy couple months, but it feels good to be back. Hopefully we get this Zapdos today. I have some ideas for what I want to do for the future. We'll talk about that as well. But in the meantime, I want to hear all about you guys. What have you guys been up to ever since Mother's Day back in May, which was like forever ago? How have you guys been? How's your late spring, early summer been? What you been up to? Yes, Guess the Plush and Guess the Superhero is returning today. I also have not spent any. I haven't spent any hourglasses in Pocket since the last time I streamed, so I am just shy of being able to buy 6 10-packs. So we'll be doing that this weekend as well. So that's exciting. We got a lot of exciting, fun stuff going on. But thank you all for being here. I know when someone takes off a lot of time like that, it's easy to kind of just walk away from the channel. I know that was a how do I want to put it? That was something that I was aware could have happened. So it's nice to see you guys here. Glad I'm not streaming for no one. But you know what? Sometimes life just happens, and you have to deal with that. And I have a full-time job during the week, so the weekend is the only time I really get to do a lot of things. So when I have to do actual, like, real-world things, like a home renovation, guess when I do that? The weekends. So it's an unfortunate situation, but that's the way it goes. Doing lots of work with your father, trying to get a shiny Ralts after 50 hours staying in one place in one of the first zones. Been working a lot in karate. Tomorrow's your black belt test. That's pretty awesome. Someone silly. You could probably beat the crap out of me. That's awesome. I hope it goes well. Got a shiny Rayquaza, Flygon, Behemoth, and DA's very nice Draconified. Waiting for the King of Shiny Hunting to return. Get out of here, Lacey. Who's that? Who are we waiting on returning? But yeah, it feels a little weird. Feels good though, being back. I feel a little rusty. And it did not help that when I turned on the computer this morning, there was a bunch of updates that the computer had to do, since I haven't had the computer on in like almost 2 months. I'm safe. Oh, well, that's good to know, someone still. I'm glad I don't have to worry about you beating me up. Yep, and happy 4th of July to anyone from the U.S. Big ol' 250th birthday. That's a big one. The semi-quincentennial. It is in the theme song. That is true. That is true. That's a good point. Apparently, I forgot how to drink too. That coffee just went down the wrong pipe. How is the volume? I forgot how little I can actually hear the game volume. Is it all right? I'm gonna be resetting slowly for a while too, as I remind myself what Zapdos looks like. Yes, happy Community Day. Today is Sobble Community Day, right? I will try and jump out and grab a few shinies as quickly as I can so I can stay out of the heat. I'm just going to try and get my 3 and get back home. Anne Marie, good morning to you. Good to see you. Vine's fine. Phone volume all the way up to hear you. Well, I don't know why that is. I mean, like literally, my microphone cannot go any louder. You're not the first person to say that. Someone silly. I genuinely don't know what's up with that. It is impossible for my microphone to go any louder. Yeah, I forgot about the Frigibax Community Day. It completely slipped my mind. Slowpoke, what's going on, Pookie? Good to see you. You have to turn the volume up on your laptop all the time. Yeah, I don't know why that is. It bothers me. It bothers me that I'm constantly told that my audio is quiet because the microphone is turned all the way up as it can. My streaming software has the microphone turned up as loud as it can. So I don't know why that can be. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. Good to see you. And again, I apologize. During the 2 months off, my ring light here died apparently. So I know the quality of the camera is not the best right now. The lighting's not great. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get those in December Draconified. I also need to get the Vulpix because I forgot about the Vulpix Community Day. I am not doing well at Community Days this year. But we're just gonna have a nice chill stream today, trying to get the Zapdos. It's gonna be a 3-hour stream. It's gonna take a little long. It's gonna take a little bit of time for me to get like trained back up to the 6-hour streams. But it'll be a 3-hour stream. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's a holiday in the U.S. anyway, so I'm sure no one wants to stick around for 6 straight hours, except for Anne Marie. I look handsome in the dark. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. You only got 3 fridge breaks because you were busy, but at least you got it. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about it, Anne Marie. Jeez. Also, I got some thoughts about what I want to do in the future. Also, I need to turn off the auto translate. That's already driving me crazy. Hold on a second. It just auto translated LOL because apparently that's something that needs to be translated. Edit. Customization. Live chat translation off. Save. There we go. All right. Now I'm happy. What for was I saying? Pikachu, what's up, Billy? Giving up on leaf green hunts for now, going back to shield eggs and DAs. It's funny you say that, Amory, because my brain is close to what you're thinking. Muddy Munchkin, thank you very much. Good to see you. I'm thinking, I want to kind of feel people out on this. One thing I have been doing in my time off is Professor Oak challenges. Some of you may know that. I completed a Professor Oak challenge in X and Y. I completed one in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I'm about halfway done with a Black and White 2 Professor Oak challenge. I'm really enjoying them for some bizarre reason. They are tedious as heck. They are possibly more time consuming and monotonous than shiny hunting, but I'm enjoying them. I would like to do some more on the channel. I am a little bit limited on which games I can do that in. I'm thinking I'd like to do Sword and Shield, which is a crazy, crazy Professor Oak challenge because of the wild area. My gosh, it's Mewtwo. What's going on, Mewtwo? Good to see you. So I'm thinking, for now, perhaps, if people want, if we don't get the Zapdos today, and I know we're so way under odds, if we don't get the Zapdos today, we just go ahead and catch one, finish off the rest of this Professor Oak challenge, and then start up on a Sword and Shield Professor Oak challenge, and then we'll still be able to come back down the road and hunt for the birds, the Mewtwo, the Deoxys later on. But right now, like I'm really kind of feeling the Professor Oak challenges, and it did seem like when we were doing these, people were having some fun watching it. So I kind of want to keep going that route, at least for now, if other people are okay with that. But Billy, how are you doing, my friend? I know you and I have not talked in a while, and I hope everything is going well. I hope life is treating you as wonderfully as you deserve. Every single Pokemon that can be found before gym must be caught and evolved as far as possible before taking on the gym later. Welcome to the grind. Yeah, I am about 230 hours into White 2, and I'm getting close to being able to get the 4th badge. In Pogo, you got Shiny Lapras, Shadow Shiny Duskull, Shiny Shadow Shelmet, and Squovit. That's awesome. I still don't have, actually, I don't have any of those technically, but I don't have a single Shiny Lapras or Squovit. Yeah, Amory, I'm glad I didn't start with Black and White 2 for Professor Oak challenges. In that game, the experience scales. I know you know the Sam Marie, but I'm just kind of talking to everybody. The experience scales, so the higher level you are, the less experience you get from the Pokemon. So in the first section, which took me over 100 hours, I was getting like, at most, at absolute most, I was getting like, why aren't you, there we go. I was getting like 15 experience points trying to get Pokemon up to level 36. What's up, Matthew? Good to see you. And John Streckert, one of the coolest dudes this side of the Mississippi, with 27 months. I'm back. Michael Jordan Hefty. Speaking of John Streckert, I actually got a package for Mr. John in the mail last week. And it's been sitting here, and I've been wanting to open it so badly all week long, and I have not yet. I've been off and on doing some job searching and thinking about moving. Oh my goodness, Billy. We might have to talk about that further later on. But overall, I'm doing well. Busy last couple months, but nothing I can really complain about. But I'm excited to hear all about the opportunities that are coming up in your life. Trying to get a shiny Staryu in Pokemon Shield. Ooh, good luck on that. That's a beautiful shiny, especially in Shield. But yeah, John, are you ready? Do you want me to do this now? You guys want to see what John sent me? I did open the box, and I read the card that was inside per John's instructions, and that's all I've done so far. How patriotic am I feeling from 1 to yes today? I'd say yes. I'd say fairly yes. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. I'll be right back. Actually, let's just do this. So, all right, be right back. Yeah, no, I'd say, besides the heat and how people may feel about the current state of the government, it's a big deal. It's a once in a lifetime deal. At least it's going to be once in a lifetime for me. I don't plan on living to 96 years old to see a celebration like this. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Matthew. Shinies with the 41 months of membership popped up on my shorts feed. Are you new? I am. Welcome in, Shinies, and thank you for the 41 months. No plans on seeing fireworks. Oh no, I'm not planning on leaving the house if I don't have to, Anne Marie. It's too hot out there, and I'm personally not much of a fireworks fan. So John sent me this card. This is in the box, a very nice card, and I'm not going to read you the message because it's personal. It's not for you. It's for me. But he sent me a card and these stickers because if you don't know, John Strecker lives in a part of the world where he was able to go to the Pokemon Fossil Museum. So he sent me these stickers, which is pretty awesome. You're cooking? No worries, Lacey. What are you making me? All right, let's see what we got in here. There's a certain order I have to open these in. 908. Holy smokes. Matthew, you're catching up to me. You're almost up to me. 30 subs away from 600. That's awesome, Dracona 5. All right, there's a certain order. Let's see. This is John, remind me. Did the card say open first and this is open second? Is this the next thing I open or is there something buried in here that says open first? Making pancakes. Ooh, I like pancakes. That's the next one. Okay, so here we go. Open second. First for you guys, second for me. It is an envelope. I can use this. I'm going to reuse this envelope to send in my electric payment. Oh my goodness. Look at this. A Pokemon Go Mewtwo pin. That's awesome. That's really sharp. That looks so cool. I actually have, I don't know where it is right now, but I have a Poliwhirl pin from the Pokemon Center. That would go very nice with it. Okay, next we have this, and it's in bubble wrap. I'm going to be popping that later. Another envelope I can use to send in my mortgage payment. Oh, I think I know what this is, or at least not exactly what it is, but the item it is. We going on summer vacation? Nice, Draconified. You want to say where you're going, or do you want to keep that private? I need to go on a vacation. I haven't been on vacation in forever. Oh, look at that. It's a promo Archeops. And look at that. It's got the archaeologist Pikachu on it. That is so cool. Loops, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. John Striker, you're just too nice to me. All right, here's the fourth one. This looks like it might be some sort of a poster, which is cool because I actually have a blank spot on this wall right here. There used to be a poster there, but I moved it. So now it's just a blank spot. So it can go up there next to my Lost poster and my Spider-Man poster, assuming this is a poster. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Drywall in a tube, could you imagine? Say you've never been there before. That's always fun. I like going to new places. Ooh, I think it is a poster. It's got a rubber band. I can use this for wormhole hunts on the 3DS. Look at that. It's a fossil museum poster. That's so cool. I'm so jealous that you were able to go, John. Yep, that's going to get framed and that's going to go on the wall. Once I get that framed, I will show it to you guys. All right, and this one says open last. John Streckert. Apparently, we're going to have 2 games of Guess the Pokemon plush today. Anyone want to take a guess as to the Pokemon plush? Let's get some guesses in the chat. Pokemon plush. It's not Drago. It's not Psychic. It's not Poliwhirl. But Draconified is right. It is Pikachu. It is the Excavator Pikachu. How cool is that? Look at that. It's got a little fossil on top. John Strecker, that is so incredibly nice of you. I don't know what to say other than thank you. That's it's very, very kind. I want to see some hype in the chat for John Strecker. Extremely, extremely nice person. I will enjoy. Thank you so much. Also, we were in 2048. That was a perfect stopping point because that is 1/4 odds. Yeah, thank you so much, John. Very, very nice. So let's see, what else is going on? What else has happened in the last 2 months I can talk to you guys about? I have not started watching season 3 of House of the Dragon, so no spoilers. I'm actually planning on watching episodes 1 and 2 later today, so I can get caught up for episode 3 tomorrow. I watched the first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 yesterday morning, and I was extremely happy with it. It was incredible. I won't give any spoilers because that's a brand new show, but it's my favorite. It's my favorite thing right now. Yeah, I've been doing the Professor Oak challenges like I talked about. Got the kitchen done finally, which I haven't shown you guys that yet. I was debating on whether or not I felt comfortable showing you guys that, to be honest, but I think I do. So here is, now that the countertop is done, here's how the kitchen looks. So had new countertop put in, had a dishwasher put in, moved the fridge to the opposite wall. But here we go. Here's the new kitchen. So I got granite countertop put in, dishwasher put in, moved my little table there to the wall, and then there's a fridge on the other side of the wall. The fridge used to be where the dishwasher is now. But so yeah, that was my first experience with home renovations, and it was a little stressful. What's up, Hefty Dad? Happy belated Father's Day. That's very nice of you, Mewtwo. Yeah, and happy belated Mother's Day and Father's Day to all the moms and dads in the chat. Not shiny. But yeah, I think if everyone's okay with it, I think I'm going to just call it on this hunt. If we don't get by the end of today, we'll go ahead and finish the Professor Oak challenge for Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then we'll start working on a Professor Oak challenge for Sword and Shield. And then come back to finish the hunts in this game later down the road. Tell everyone about my new bestie, Sunny. Yeah, so there was a lot of work that had to be done that I just did not have the knowledge or talent or experience or capability of doing. So found a um, found a handyman in town that helped out a lot. You're here, you're gonna be the voice of negativity and say they should ban commercial sales of fireworks. Also, happy 4th of July. Thank you, Stephen. And yeah, I'm not a big fireworks fan myself. A lot of people were setting them off last night. I mean, they've been setting them off for a couple of weeks, but like last night they were like, I was like, guys, tomorrow's the 4th. It's not the 4th now. It is 10 p.m. on the 3rd. You can wait one more night. What's up, I Love Turtles? You're just an auntie, no auntie day, so you have to repeat the sentiment. Happy Mother's Father's Day. Well, happy, you know what? Let's make today Auntie Day, and happy Auntie Day to you, Lacey. How your dog gets the fireworks, it's cruel. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, Pet's not a big fan of fireworks. No shiny. You know what's crazy? I'm at like 11,000 wild encounters in White 2, and I have not seen a shiny yet. I'm like 3,000 checks over odds on that. I expected to have something by now. And it's got a high chance of it being Audino when it ends up happening, because Audino is the Pokemon that you want to battle. It's like the Chansey of Black and White 2. That's what gives you the most experience. Balloons are your biggest fear. You don't know what'll happen if you go in your fireworks. That's a good point, Mewtwo. You saw the fireworks, the sound always hurts your ears and makes you scream. Now you know why. I haven't liked it as much in a while. Yeah, I am. Here's my opinion on fireworks. If it is requested, if it is something that you want to watch and enjoy, that's fine. I don't like the fact that they are forced upon people. What I mean by that is, if I want to go to a fireworks show, that's okay. But I don't want to be I don't want to be sitting in my house trying to watch a movie or something, and for an hour I just have fireworks going on like a block away, and I'm like, God, I hope they end soon. Been countering grass double encounter potential, not for experience, just because Audino is just like light years ahead experience wise. I'm probably going to get to a point, John, though, that will be less of an issue, and I will probably start doing more. Um, I probably will start doing more double grass encounters. hour. Yeah, I mean it could be longer than that certainly. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I'm fine if like we have a big fireworks celebration here every year, and that's pretty cool. And I've been to that a few times, and it's been fun. But like I chose to go to and attend that. The issue with fireworks, in my opinion, is that you're going to hear them whether you wanted to or not. Around November time, you hear people setting off fireworks between 4 p.m. and 5 a.m. That's crazy. That shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I like. I'm. I'll never understand why certain people set off fireworks when it's light out. That's just like doubly stupid. Silent fireworks exist. Really? That would be cool. I'd be fine with that. Silent fireworks would be fine. I like. It would take a while to get used to, though. I think I might be scared if I'm just like taking the trash out at night, and all of a sudden I just see a big blue light in the air, and I don't know why. Federal holiday. Yes, it is a federal holiday. Since it fell on the weekend, it's up to each individual um, business's determination when to take off, if at all. My company, we took off yesterday. If you absolutely must have fireworks to have them set off inside your own home, I would not recommend that, Dad. I think that might cause some issues. Yeah, yeah, we got yesterday off. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like I'm not complaining whatsoever. It's still a day off. Yeah, it's just Friday instead of you had 4th of July observed Friday. Yeah, same here, John. Yeah, we just had Friday off instead of Monday. I it makes more sense to me also. But yeah, I mean there will be some businesses that are closed on Monday. Prime Minister's given the go ahead for pubs to be open until 5 a.m. for football. I heard you mention that yesterday, Steven. That's crazy. That is crazy. Razzie, good morning to you, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Like goal at 25. Thank you, Draconified, and thank you to everybody for the likes. So yeah, having heard no objections or frankly any response whatsoever, I think we're gonna move ahead with my plan. Today is gonna be the last day for the Zapdos hunt. If we get it, fantastic. If we don't, that's okay. Tomorrow we're going to work on finishing out this Professor Oak's challenge. We still got a little bit, a little ways to go. We got to get 6 more Pokemon for this section, and then there's I think 2 for the next section. Yada yada yada. We're gonna get to the. I can't even remember what the total is now. 200 something. And then we're gonna go into a Sword and Shield Professor Oak hunt. And then down the road we'll come back to this when we feel like it, and shiny hunt the legendaries. Got so comfy you forgot. Be right back. His option to like is not up there. Oh my goodness gracious. British drinking culture, because but as a pub hater and anti-drinker yourself, you don't see a problem. Why not go to the pub to watch footy and drink? Yeah, I mean, like my main concern My hypothetical main concern would be making sure that after the pub closes at 5 a.m., which is then bordering on the time that the workday starts for a lot of people, just making sure that everyone that did celebrate at the pub is getting home safely, not causing trouble uh, during a time of the day that traffic will have increased. But yeah, I mean, why not? They'd be, if not the pub, they'd be doing it at home. So then the only concern is just making sure that they're not causing any public problems. And the local economy gets more money. I still think it's fascinating that the lower switch, which is the switch 2, is like a shade darker than the regular switch on top. I don't know if that's because of the system or it's because of the capture cards. Gonna phase on your Purloin hunt. What are you gonna phase on, Inquisitor? Haven't gotten immersive since your last stream. I'm sorry to hear that. I did get the immersive um, Terrapagos in the last set. I have not gotten the immersive in the new set yet. But I also have not spent a single... I can't say that. There have been a few hourglass I've spent just to like speed up the next pack opening. But I haven't really spent my hourglasses since the last time I streamed. So I'm getting close to being able to open up 6 10-packs. So we'll be opening up a 10-pack today. We'll be opening up a 10-pack tomorrow. So that's exciting. Based on Patrak, gotcha. So, might have missed Inquisitor Ava. I'm assuming you're playing Gen 5? You doing black, white, black 2, white 2? Yeah, like I said, I'm a little surprised I haven't seen a single shiny yet in white 2. 900 hourglass on your main, 400 on your second. Holy smokes, that's so many. I have around 650 right now. But I also have a lot of the hourglasses to get from the solo battles for this new set and for the last set. Black 2 Shiny Badge Quest, gotcha. Yeah, I'm doing a Professor Oak Challenge in white 2. I'm at over 11,000 wild encounters and haven't seen a shiny yet. Almost forgot Community Day. I forgot the last Community Day. I did not remember the Frigibax Community Day. Pookie, it is... Yeah, Pookie, it's almost 4 o'clock for you, isn't it? Is it almost 4 or 5? You forgot the last one too? Dang. We gotta start reminding each other. You remind me to remind you, and then we'll both remember to do it. Almost 4. Okay, yeah, you better get going then. You only have a little over an hour. I mean, don't go. I mean, just, get the shiny. Stay here, but get it. Like button has a return. Nice, Lacey. A whopping 3 shinies for Community Day. That's all I'm going to go. It's too hot out to like try and get like, 3 stars or best stats or whatever. I'm just going to probably go down to Dunkin' Donuts, get myself an iced coffee, and just get my 3 shinies and get home. Holy smokes, it's Johto Jerry. The prodigal son returns and he brought Hefty. What's up, Gerald? Jerry, it was a close one. You can ask Hefty Dad. I don't know if he's still here, but it was a stressful hour last hour. I hadn't turned my computer on in about a month, and it was doing updates, and it got hung up on the restart screen. So I didn't even get into my computer. I was planning on going live 44 minutes ago, 9 a.m. my time. I didn't even get into my computer until about 8:45. So that was a little stressful. That's why I ended up having to start 5 minutes late. Just got background shiny Sobble. Nice. Yeah, Empty Dad's still here. Sweet. Yeah, and given what happened yesterday, Jerry, the last thing I wanted to do was put out an announcement that the stream was going to be delayed. Search shiny hunting for shiny Eralts again. Someone silly. Thank you for hanging out. I always appreciate the lurkers. Don't feel like you have to be active in the chat. But good luck on the waltz. I hope you get it today. You're on your PC about 18 hours a day. Yeah, like I mean, you also work from home too, right, Steven? So, like, I still work in the office, and so, like, I'm on the computer all day long in the office. So when I get home, I'm rarely on my personal computer. Working on a model and listening to my voice. I'm sorry, Dad, but I'm glad you're working on your models. I haven't heard you talking about your models in a while. It's all on one desk. You can just swivel over to the work PC. That's pretty cool. There is a possibility. I haven't really talked about this to anybody yet. There is a possibility I might end up working remotely down the road. And I don't know how I feel about that yet. I know a lot of people love it. I know a lot of people really enjoy being able to work from home. I'll tell you, when we were shut down during the lockdown, during the pandemic, I was not a huge fan of working from home. So if that were to happen, I'm not sure how that would go logistically or just how I feel about it. Moving companies or office closing. Like long story short, and I can get more into it with you later on, Jerry. There's been some cost analysis. The fact that we already have some people that work remotely the majority of the week. And so with the amount of people that we actually have in the office full time, it's just the upkeep and maintenance of the office is just becoming a bit of a money suck. To continue to, pay the mortgage, the utilities, etc., for only a handful of people, is just starting to make less and less sense. So, which is probably the same basic reasons that a lot of companies have gone to full-time remote. But there's some logistics involved that I'm not sure exactly how that would be handled. Yeah, that's crazy, Steven. I can't believe 47 pounds a day. That's nuts. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. I've never wanted to sound like I'm talking down on remote working, at all. But it's not something that it would be a huge transition for me. It's something that I've done in the past. I know we've had a lot of people that have moved into the into the job market, and that has been a majority of what they've known, and that's awesome. But it'd be a huge paradigm shift for me. It's for the ran out the upstairs to a family, and we work in the basement. Yeah, that's. Could you imagine? Like, it's funny you say that because I hope you're joking. I thought about, what if we just, rent out, the bottom floor or whatever to another company. But the idea of like a family using the top half of the building as a house, which is what it was originally intended for, and then there's just a business. There's an advertising agency in the basement. That's hilarious. Was your office made to support everyone working in that office? Uh, yes. When we bought this building, it was back in 2014, and we bought it because it could house everyone that worked there and allowed us room to grow, room to expand. Um, Now it's basically a very nice office building. I mean, it was a model home that we purchased and turned it into an office building. It's very impressive. You know, clients love it, but we're only using a fraction of the space because a lot of people are basically just coming into the office for meetings, and there's some of us that just continue to work there full time because that's what we like. That's what we're used to. How many employees does it hold? I mean, it could hold. We could probably comfortably have 20 to 25 employees in there. Yeah, and who knows? Like, I'm not even saying it's going to happen. It's just something that's been discussed. Um, it's possible it happens, but yeah, it's going to be quite a paradigm shift for me to get used to. I'd also have to figure out the logistics of like where I would work from home. I kind of don't want to. Uh, I kind of don't want to work here, like where I'm sitting right now. Yeah, no, Steven, just a small privately owned company. Loving family upstairs to watch the movie, having family time while downstairs there's an army training going on. Yeah, that'd be crazy, right? It gets more and more annoying the older you get. That's very true, Matthew. That's a very good analogy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So what else has been going on? What's everyone been up to? I feel like there's so much to catch up on. We're mostly worked for banks the past 12 years, so it's always been big, extravagant London offices that house like thousands of employees. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a small company. Um, what's up, Meta Champion? Welcome on in. Any luck on the Vanillite overnight? Used to have neighbor let us set off fireworks, what seemed like every Tuesday. What the heck? Maybe he worked for the fireworks company. Maybe he was having to do like some product testing. Grew up living near downtown in a baseball stadium, fireworks at least once a week during baseball season. Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned that because I didn't think about that when I started talking about fireworks. We do have a minor league team here locally, and the stadium is about a mile that way, if that. It's a nice stadium. It's a nice team. I've gone to several games. But yeah, when they do home games in the summer after the game, they'll set off fireworks, and that's fine. I got nothing wrong with that. But living like less than a mile away, yeah, I do hear them when they go off. Actually, I think they only set the fireworks if they win, though. So the good news is it's not every home game. In fact, it's probably a low percentage of every home game. He says with government contracts and it sucks. Offices run down buildings where things are broken, rubbish hardware, steered away from those contracts. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I've definitely heard some horror stories. It's all about like a lot of governmental businesses or whatever you want to call them, like never really have the biggest budgets, so they just kind of have to make do with what they have. You're not having your prime U.S. luck. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, Nathan. Thank you for the reminder, Nathan. I was wondering why this was taking so long. Nathan, I haven't streamed for almost 2 months, and I totally forgot. You're 100% right. Thank you for that. Holy smokes. Can't believe no one else said it. Come on, guys. What's up, Mia? That's how out of practice I am. I am super rusty. We have wasted so much time. I was sitting here thinking, like, weren't we getting like almost 200 checks an hour last time I did this? Rusty 517, that's right. That's what they call me. 8701 calls, 21 blue snow run, small ice cream count 702. Code the caller 8413. The base of Lanakila. Oh, so there's a Vanillite at Lanakila as well. I thought it was just the Vanillish and Vanillux. Yeah, that's probably going to be much better meta champion. XYAB, but yeah. No, thank you, Nathan. Seriously, big thanks. Big thanks. Hero of the day. Yeah, we're getting some new people in the chat right now, or at least new people talking. So let me let you know what's going on here. I was doing some thinking while I was not streaming, and I've been doing a lot of Professor Oak challenges. Just not specified on Cerebi. Dang Cerebi. Cerebi still does not have Zygarde listed as Shiny Locked in Sun and Moon. Doing a lot of Pokemon challenges off stream, and I'm really enjoying them, and I want to do more of them like on stream. So if we don't get the Zapdos today, we're going to go ahead and finish up this Professor Oak challenge for Fire Red Leaf Green that we started back in February, or I guess it was beginning of March. And then we're going to move on to Sword and Shield. We're going to do a Professor Oak challenge for Sword and Shield. And then down the road, we'll come back and we'll do these legendary hunts. Because, I have both games. So, yeah, we'll go from, double checking to single checking. But who knows? Maybe in the time off, I'll make another profile. We can double. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll double hunt again. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying Professor Oak challenges, guys. Honestly, surprisingly, I'm really enjoying Professor Oak challenges. So I kind of don't want to get bogged down with having to do all these, full odds 81-92 hunts before continuing. So I think we're just gonna say, all right, we'll hunt these later. We'll hunt these when we get tired of Professor Oak challenges. Check Pogo for party hat shinies. I think I'm gonna find it refreshing. It's gonna be crazy, Matthew. I don't know if you've looked into it at all. Because of the wild area, it is, I believe, maybe Scarlet and Violet has a beat. I believe it is the largest first section of any game. As far as dex entries. You have 2 thoughts. That's one more than I thought, shinies. Yeah, probably not live for another couple minutes. I didn't realize there was an event going on today. But then again, I'm always out of the loop when it comes to Pogo stuff. One, you have to pee. Ness is an overrated Smash character. Okay, and then what's the second thought? Including DLC. It will be including the DLC Meta Champion, but the way I'm going to do it, you maybe say a silly word. No, you didn't, because I accentuated the comment that you put. The way I'm going to do it is I will not be touching the DLC until after the main game. I feel like, and I know what you're going to say, well, or not you specifically, but what people could say is, well, technically you can access those Pokemon before the first badge. And while that is true, I feel like being able to catch all those Pokemon, actually, you can't catch those Pokemon. The only ones you'd be able to get is the ones from Dynamax Adventures. Wait, hold on. Does Isle of Armor scale? I think Isle of Armor does scale, doesn't it? Does Crown Tundra scale? You also have to pee. You should do that, Dad. Level 20 odd mons. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so like those I definitely cannot catch. Like the game restricts you from doing that. So those would be out of bounds. But now I'm trying to think because I know that I know Cubchoo, or not Cubchoo, I know Cubfu scales. You can get Cubfu at level 30. Does the rest of Isle of Armor scale? Anyway, regardless, I'm gonna go main game then DLC. Because all right, let's just talk about Dynamax Adventure for a second. I could technically do all the Dynamax Adventure Pokemon before the first gym badge, but having that many Pokemon level 60 or 70, I think would take a lot of the challenge out of the rest of the Professor Oak challenge. DAs don't scale. Yeah, I know DAs don't, but I mean, like just like in general. Isle of Armor scales, Crown Tundra does not. Okay, so we could technically do Isle of Armor. Let me think about it. If Isle of Armor scales, then yeah, I can make an argument that we should get all those Pokemon prior to the first gym badge. I don't see us doing anything Crown Tundra though. Defeat the nature of the challenge. Exactly. Like it. I mean, like what fun would it be if, after I catch all the Pokemon, I'm just rocking up with a team of level 70 legendaries. The one game that I'm really not looking forward to doing a Professor X challenge in is Let's Go. Isle of Armor is where you get the Galar birds. You unlock it in the tree at Crown Tundra, and then there's one bird in Isle of Armor, one bird in Crown Tundra, and one bird in the General Wild area. I think it's Moltres is Isle of Armor, Articuno is Crown Tundra, and Zapdos is main wild area. Why Let's Go in particular? Because the experience gains would be based off of catching the Pokemon, which would require having the Pokeballs. Um, there's not a lot of, particularly in the first section, there's not a lot of trainers. So yes, while there's not a lot of Pokemon, it's just the originals. Yeah, I think the experience gain would be tough. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure exactly how you would do that because at some point you would run out of money to buy balls. What's up, Marco? Welcome in. Articuno, Crown Tundra, Zapdos, Wild Area, Moltres, and Isle of Armor. Thank you, Lacey. That's what I thought. No, it doesn't say. No, that's exactly how I remember it. Soft Loke Challenge. Hunted the Galar Birds by removing the shiny locks to get all three under 100 encounters. That's crazy. I'd also like to do the Gen 7 games, and I might do those on stream eventually. However, I'll have to use I'll have to use an emulator software to play my save file from the cartridge. The only annoying thing would be, like, for the version exclusives and everything, I'd have to take the save file, save it back onto the cartridge, physically connect my two 3DSs, transfer the Pokemon over, then put the save file back on the computer's emulator. Ariana, good morning to you. It would have been a fun shiny hunt, 100% agree. Happy America Day. Thank you, Slowpoke. What's up, Marco? Welcome in. Speaking of America, Ari, you've been watching some Marvel Rivals lately? Jerry with the 19 months of membership. I think that includes month 18 too. 18 and 19. Thank you so much, Jerry. Let's get some hype for Jerry. I did not see the Cape Verde game. Who ended up winning? Is that a spider, Ariana? What does Marvel Rivals have to do with America? Well, Marvel Rivals has Captain America in the game. And Ari let me know yesterday that Captain America got a new skin that she was excited about. Friend Bridget yells "caca" when she does an eagle impression, to which you reply, "You've never seen an eagle." Got it. Yeah. I've never seen an eagle go "caca." Hey, wait, what? Skull! Oh my goodness gracious! It is my friend Skull. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for the 41 months. Happy 250th, 4th. God bless everyone. Thank you so much, Skull. Yep, big ol' semi-quincentennial today. Also, Ariana, if you notice, I didn't ask you if you've been playing Marvel Rivals. I asked if you've been watching Marvel Rivals. 1-1 going into extra time. After extra time, Argentina won 3-2. Gotcha. Missed you, Ari. Anne Marie, are you still here? If you're not here, let me know. Ref seemed heavily biased towards Argentina. Well, that doesn't seem right. They shouldn't have been like that. How much extra time was there that Argentina got 2 goals and Cape Verde got 1? Game was at like 5 a.m. your time? Mewtwo, I keep forgetting. What time is it for you right now? I know you're like 100 hours ahead of me or something like that. 30 minutes. 30 minutes of 30 minutes of extra time and there were 3 goals. That's crazy. Ten p.m. Okay, so you are 12 hours ahead. Gotcha. Gotcha. Also, for anyone that recently joined the stream, John Streckert was nice enough to send me a care package uh, that arrived last week, and I was not allowed to open it until stream today. He sent me a lot of really cool things from the Fossil Museum exhibit, including this. Well, I don't know if this is from the Fossil Museum, but this Mewtwo Pokemon Go pen, this promo Archeops card, a poster, and this Excavator Pikachu plush, which is pretty sick. Seven minutes is all you can spare to play. Oh my gosh, 7 minutes is more than 5. Ref let Messi take a crucial free kick while Vozina was still arranging his defensive wall, managed to save the shot. Okay. Handsome Pika, right? By golly, no thank you. Oh my gosh, Ariana. Please. 7-minute games. It's crazy. I have not bought Star Fox. I won't get this. You know, I probably won't get it today, Dark Lord, to be honest. I mean, that statistically, I think you're right. But welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I didn't buy Star Fox. I've heard it's pretty good. I am curious though. I know it's a faithful remake, but did they add anything to it? And I'm not saying if they didn't, it's bad. I'm just curious. Was there anything added to it, or is it just a straight recreation? Star Fox is incredible. I mean, the original Star Fox 64 is probably one of my favorite games like I've ever remembered playing. So I am looking forward to uh, playing the new version. Well, I mean, I knew about the graphics, but I didn't know if there was anything else. Okay, they didn't add anything. All right, thanks, Dad. Yeah, I mean, like that's not a negative. I was just curious. Hassan, good morning. Welcome in. Added a prologue with the original start. Did they really? Little cutscenes between the missions, expert, normal challenges, nothing game changing. Okay. Okay. Well, Star Fox 64, but you're not getting the Switch 2 version. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to like run out and buy it today, but I do plan on picking it up at some point. Took away some voice lines from 64. Gotcha. They added a prologue with the original Star Fox. That's interesting. I saw that movie. What's it called? They're Going to Kill You. I saw that movie last week. It was a fun movie. It was also a silly movie, but I had a lot of fun watching it. This is really starting to tick me off. Oh yeah, that's a classic line. Hey, we'll actually play this one for now on instead of the 64. Wow. That was the first game you ever beat? Gotcha, okay. He had no business being in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yeah, I still haven't seen that, but yeah, I did see that Star Fox was in there. That's pretty crazy. Saw Obsession last night. I still need to see that, and I want to see. Um, there's another one. Oh, I just saw that. I think it's on HBO. They have. What was it? Together? Is that the one with Dave Franco and what's her name? Why am I blanking on her name? She played Annie on Community. Allison Brie. I saw they added that. Backrooms, yes, I saw Backrooms last weekend with my old roommate. He had never heard of the Backrooms, so when he came to visit last weekend on Saturday, I mentioned I wanted to see it. He didn't know what I was talking about. So I took him on a tour down a YouTube rabbit hole for about 2 hours of Backrooms, and then he's like, "Yeah, I want to see the movie." So I was like, "Okay, well, the movie's starting in like an hour." So then we went. Yeah, they're married to each other. Yep, exactly. So yeah, we saw that. Um, yeah, still want to see Obsession, which apparently is on digital now. And I want to see it together. I need to finish watching Widow's Bay on Apple TV. I'm about halfway through that. That's been pretty entertaining so far. And then, like I said earlier, I got to catch up on House of the Dragon. I want to watch the first 2 episodes of season 3 tonight. So I'm ready for episode 3 tomorrow. Like Dave Franco. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff back then. Absolutely. He was everywhere. Gina Bina, there she is. Welcome in, Gina. Good morning to you. I hope everyone is able to stay cool. This has been a very warm few weeks. I actually had the air conditioning on yesterday, which made me sad. It started off hot. That's what I've heard. It's been tough to avoid any spoilers. Thankfully, the only spoilers that I know are that the first 2 episodes are crazy with the action. That's it. So I'm glad that's all I know. That's like that's just a tease enough to get me really excited. Caught up on the Night Agent. I know Hefty Dad likes the Night Agent. Now you're getting caught up on Blind Spot. Which one is Blind Spot, Matthew? I've heard you mention that before, but I can't remember which one that is. Going to your sister's at 3:30. Hopefully, gonna get not gonna get scammed by Uber. Uh-oh, Uber scam. Gina Bina with the 21 months of membership, almost 2 years. And what a lovely time it's been. What a lovely time it's been indeed. Like goal 35. Thank you so much, someone silly, and thank you all for the likes. Did the ride without you and then charged you more money? I hope you contacted support about that and got your money back. FBI solving tattoo. Oh yeah. I do remember that show. I think I watched the first couple episodes. Matthew, how many seasons is there of that? I think that came out about the time I stopped watching a lot of broadcast TV. And so that was like right at the tail end. So like I watched the first couple episodes, it was kind of interesting, but then I just kind of, it wasn't on my radar anymore. I didn't realize that was still on. You tried, but you got a quick AI response that gave you no refund. Yeah, I would try again. I mean, that's not something that I would accept. I would just keep contacting Uber. 5 seasons. Wow. Okay. Supposed to have a picnic with friends today, but it rained yesterday, so the ground is gross. Moving to someone's house now, which feels should have always been the plan. That should have always been the plan, Gene. I was gonna say. Yeah, Sobble Community Day today. Make sure you get out and get them shiny Sobbles. Back on Sandwich City. What the heck? Yeah, I would stop depending on the AI, and I would reach out to an actual person. Lacey, don't pogo no mo. Yeah, I know quite a few people have gotten out of it recently. I'm not very active in Pokemon Go, so there's not really much for me to stop doing. But I'm still gonna be doing the community days when I remember it, and I still want to try and work on um still want to try and work on my home Go decks. So I will be getting a Tropius during GoFest next week, or a couple Tropius. I am a little upset that there's still not a list of what Pokemon are going to be in the wild during GoFest. Coffee tastes like chocolate milk today and you don't know how to feel about that? Did you accidentally put chocolate milk in the coffee instead of regular milk, Gina? Zappos has boobers. That's a message. They finally add Mimikyu. Um, is Mimikyu in there? I actually think it might have been added. It's like not like common. I think that, like it's research or I don't know. I don't know. Meta Champion would know. But I mean, unless I'm just like having a stroke. Okay, they did add it to this year. Okay, I thought they did. I mean, I don't have one, but I thought they did. I didn't realize that Zappos was selling boobers now. Oh yeah, yeah, there they are. They got boobers for guys. Yeah, doesn't really look like the type of shoe that I would like though. Mike Vick would love this game. Yeah, I remember when people were saying that back when that was relevant. No shiny Sobble in the initial special ending cluster. Check again in an hour. There you go. That's how you tell Lacey don't pogo no mo. She don't know. That's right. Whimsicott is so evil. Uh-oh, what did it do? What, in Champions, Pookie? Prankster Encore people into protect and other useless moves. You are evil. You're an evil person. You've been worried about knocking Shy Mewtwo during Go Fest. You'll get it. I believe in you. You know what? I don't even remember what the plan is here. We should probably do a quick test battle because I don't even remember what my goal or what my plan was when the shiny shows up. Leon, I think you might be in the wrong chat. You did see shinies here earlier, yep. Alright, so... Right. I probably was going to... Just give me a second here, guys. I just want to make sure I know what I'm doing. Assume you can Mega up Armored Mewtwo? Ooh, that's a good question. Would it survive a surf? Okay, yeah, definitely survive a surf. Someone to the wrong Hefty channel, am I right? Ah, you're always right, Matthew. And then... It's gotta be Sparks. I want to send Sparks out. High categories is available in competitive. Okay. Sparks goes down. Maybe I was supposed to sack something so I could send Sparks out. Excuse for the burp, thank you. That's true, Matthew. Although I did do a bite before I used surf, so we'll have to see. Yeah, we already got the Lyco. Okay, so then I do that. Oh, no worries, Lacey. And then, I mean, at this point, it's just. Oh wait, duh. What am I trying to say? Health doesn't really matter once it's below 50%, right? Isn't that what we discovered with Chem? Okay, so that one I got. Okay, so Blastoise to get the health down to below 50%, and then sack something, and then send in either Parasect or Sparks. All right, and then here. Oops, wrong controller. This one's easier. I just paralyze. And then Dragon Rage. That's right. Doing AC maxing? Nice. I don't know what that means though, but I hope it's good. Come on, Cyrac. Yeah, okay, and then I start checking balls. Okay, yeah, so the bottom one, which is technically the one we want to get on anyway, that one's going to be the easier one. If it's on the top, it'll just be a little bit more tedious. But... Oh, blasting the AC to the max. Yeah, I had the AC on yesterday, which I wasn't happy that I had to do. I don't think I'm going to need it on today, though, thankfully. We got a huge thunderstorm yesterday that lasted for about an hour. And then, of course, like 20 minutes later, everything had dried. But it did, like, immediately drop the temperature like 20 degrees. So it actually got a chance to cool overnight. So I'm hoping just, having the fans on today will be fine enough. Watering his lawn all week. Oh my goodness. Pop that bubble wrap. I'm saving that for later. I'm excited. Anne Marie, you didn't let me know. Are you here? I said if you weren't here to let me know, and you didn't say anything. So I'm assuming that means you're here. You didn't get rain in your area? That would have been good. Yeah, we got like an hour-long storm last night, which was pretty awesome. Big lightning too. Like a lot of lightning. Thunderstorms every night last week, but this week was bone dry. Dang. Do some lattice resets with me. Catching a Premier Ball. Aw, Gina. That's good. Where's the bubble wrap that Nick sent me a few weeks ago? Oh, that's long gone. Long gone. All right, 306 encounters so far. Not bad. Considering like the first almost 200 of those, I was doing it the slow way. Yeah, people are shooting fire into the sky. I know. What's up with that? 4th of July festivities does get rained out a lot. I'd say, yeah, we were expecting to have a pretty wet day today. Now I don't know what the forecast is. 55% chance of thunderstorms. Oh, from 6 until midnight. Why is it it's a 55% chance, but the per hour chance never goes above 35? Swipe or no swiping? Not shiny. People are more likely to set something on fire? Oh my goodness. Bunch of crazies. That's a great question. We should explore that, right? Yeah, Hefty Dad and I have had long talks about how they determine the percentage chance of rain. And whenever we feel like we're getting somewhere with the math, we lose it. There's a movie called The Crazies, that's right. I'm hungry. Timothy Oliphant. No, Hefty Dad is my dad, Stephen. That is my dad. That's my papa. And Hefty Mom pops in here occasionally, but I think she's busy today with some stuff. '28th Blue Snow Runt. Be the new caller set list for now. There you go. Yeah, I bet you now that you're doing Mount Lanakila, I bet you you're gonna get it soon. Any birthday plans? Not yet. I think I'm gonna take the day off. I had to work last year on my birthday. I shouldn't say I had to work last year. I didn't take off my birthday last year, and it made me sad. So I think I'm gonna take off for my birthday. Other than that, I don't know. Cold because you're silly and evil and boring. No, don't say that. How do I like my coffee? I prefer it with about half a tablespoon of sugar and like a 2-second pour of creamer. However, I will have it black. Yes, Mia, I do have a July birthday, like you. Yeah, and I'll drink it cold too. Like I'm not a fast coffee drinker. Like this cup that I have right now, I made over 2 hours ago, and I'm just slowly sipping on it. It's cold now, but it doesn't bother me. I know other people, like as soon as it gets to room temperature, they think it's disgusting, but I'm fine with it. You demolish coffee. So my first cup of coffee in the morning, I'll have pretty quickly. And by quickly, I mean like under an hour. And then my second cup will last me for most of the morning. Gotta go. All right, Mighty Munchkin, have a great rest of your holiday too. Thank you so much for being here. So good to see you again. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. John hates coffee that much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just whenever he sees coffee, he just destroys it. Smashes it. Maybe you'll also get a Dunkin' coffee? Yeah, I'm figuring probably around 2 p.m. I'll be in the mood for an iced coffee. You only drink iced or cold coffee? So, Gina, so you don't make coffee then? What's up, Darkville? Good to see you. Or do you make coffee and then just like let it sit out for a couple hours? Well, iced coffee. I do enjoy a nice iced coffee. Here's a restraint ordered to stay 500 feet away from mentioned Zappos. Do Zappos have physical stores? I thought it was just the website. You're missed. Thank you, Gina. Some people missed me. Other people did not. Or maybe they missed me so much they were mad at me. I have to work on your birthday every single year since you started working. Your grandpa had a July birthday. Try to celebrate for him every year by eating his favorite things. Oh, I like that. I like that, Lacey. I don't like the having to work on your birthday part, but I like that you celebrate it for him. Gonna be right back. Sounds good, Darkville. Are there physical Zappos stores? They don't even have a. Oh, they previously operated an experimental Zappos unboxed retail location in an outlet store in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, well, I don't live anywhere near Louisville, Kentucky. So I don't have to worry about that then. Going to grill out for lunch. Kroger has a great sale on bone-in ribeyes. Ooh, that sounds good. Starbucks sells their coffee cold. You get 2 of those usually, and it'll last for 2 weeks. Okay, fair enough. First we had Kroger's, and now we have Zappos. What butcher legendary name is next? Groupon. Kroger and Groupon. You were at Mariano's Thursday. So many good sales. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to eat today. Both of us full on Zapdos and Ralts. That's right, someone silly. I gotta be honest though, someone silly. I actually hope that you get it first. I hope you get that Ralts. More of a dad to you than yours was in 20 years. Loved Raisin Bran, A&W root beer, nacho cheese Doritos, butterscotch discs, and roast beef sandwiches. That sounds like an incredible diet. And I'm not even being sarcastic. That sounds amazing. I like all those things. Rain late afternoon. Yeah, Matthew, I was just looking at it. Looks like we got a chance of a thunder shower after 6. Like from 6 to midnight. So I'm going to blame you for that one. Jerry, oh my goodness gracious. Jerry with the $10 dono. Thanks again for the X-Men Plus access. Jerry, you're very welcome. Let's get some hype in the chat for Gerald. Speaking of which, Jerry, we need to talk later on about your schedule. Butterscotch CDs would be pretty crunchy, probably so. Mosel on whether or not I get rain. That's not even an exaggeration, Matthew. I did manage to get the front yard and the fenced-in part of the backyard done yesterday morning before it hit 90 plus. So I was happy about that. Drinks a cup of black coffee. Do regular cream and sugar and coffee instead. Nice. Christopher, I'm doing well. Happy to see you too. But don't take this personally, Christopher. Don't take any offense to this. I really got to pee, so I'll be right back. In fact, Christopher's in charge while I'm gone. Okay, I'm back. You have to get outside between 6 and 7 in the morning if you want to mow before it hits 90, and that wasn't happening. Ah, you lazy bum, Matthew. Too hot and dry to mow anyway. You're really bad at the lawn if you do that. Well, I needed to mow. Did I wash my hands? Yes, of course. I needed to mow because it had rained a decent amount the previous week, and I had a lot of weeds going pretty high. Going rate 40? Dang, last summer I paid the neighbor kid $20. But you probably have like a 5-acre yard. How you missed me talking about mowing my lawn. Yeah, I unfortunately wasn't able to do the whole thing. But the important thing is I did the front yard, which, as everyone knows, is the most important yard. Hi, you're getting 100 plus days back in April. Holy smokes! Used to leave our dogs outside for hours. Now we gotta let them out to do their business and then bring them back in. Too hot to stay out there. Yeah. Stream garbage day, then they get scared and run. It was free. Could do that. No shiny Zapdos. Alright, I don't know where Anne Marie is. Can't believe she's not here. Doesn't she know that the most important thing she can do is keep me company? So let's go ahead and we're going to hold off on the TCG Pocket. But let's do Guess the Marvel Superhero. This is a game where you guess the Marvel Superhero, and then I bore you with information for a few minutes. If you're out there getting sweaty with from background mode, see that's the difference between you and me, Matthew. Is I mowed until I got sweaty. Not the Thing, not Colossus. She works. She was here earlier. Dang it. Not Hawkeye, not Daredevil. I really don't want to open up a 10-pack without her here, but I'm going to have to. Not Human Torch. Not the Hulk. These are all fantastic guesses. Your landlady's son came over and mowed the grass, but he didn't clean it up, so there's a lot of grass clippings that your roommate's mad about. Ooh. Not Jessica Jones, not Captain America. Ariana, why do you have Captain America on the brain? Not Thor, not Green Arrow, not Reed Richards. But someone silly is correct, going with possibly the most well-known superhero Marvel has, Spider-Man. This is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 7, The Goblin's Last Stand. This is all of the Amazing Spider-Man comics from 1972 to 1973. I'm very excited about this one. Very excited. This just came out a couple weeks ago. It is a reprint. This was printed... This is a third printing, I think. I think it came out in 2017 and then again in 2021. But I'm very excited to finally have this one. I literally have one comic. I own one comic in this book. And it includes the very famous Death of Gwen Stacy at the hands of the Green Goblin, and the very next issue, the death of the Green Goblin. I've never actually read these issues before. I've seen pages, I've seen panels, but I've never actually sat down and read them before. So I'm very excited about that. Very, very excited. You missed that reprint. It just came out a couple weeks ago, Jerry. I'm sure, actually, I know it's still available. I know it's still available. 100% know that. But yeah, Norman. Yep. And if you look closely, if anyone's familiar with the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe, you'll see they actually did a really good job recreating that death from the original comics. It's exactly how it went down. Green Goblin tries to kill Spider-Man with the Goblin Glider. Spider-Man gets out of the way and ends up impaling himself. Anne-Marie's back. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness Anne-Marie's here. Anne-Marie, how dare you not be here all the time? Let's go ahead and open up some packs. We're going to be opening up 10 packs for a while. I haven't really spent any of my hourglasses since I last streamed. My birthday twin, Willem Dafoe. Is Willem Dafoe's birthday the same day as mine? I know that Alex Trebek's birthday was the same day as mine, and I know that Danny Glover's birthday is the same day as mine. Alright, I do not have the immersive card, nor do I have the gold card for the new set. Nor do I even know what they are. So let's open up a 10-pack of Everyday Wonders. And yeah, that is beautiful art. That is from the OG John Romita. Great artist. John Romita Jr., not so much, but Romita, yes. Alright, we got Jigglypuff. Emolga, I do like that card. Look at Emolga just being sassy as all get out. Snorlax, nice. Petalil. Fluttermane. That's a Paradox Pokemon, one of Amory's favorite. You haven't used any Hourglass later, still waiting for Mega Glade. Oh my gosh. Hisuian Zorua. Lacey, mine is the 22nd. Psyduck. Emolga again looking sassy. Palisand. And Ursaring. Another Jigglypuff. Scrafty. Goomy. I love that Goomy. I told Gina the other day, I hope that one day I'm as happy as that Goomy is. Piplup. Wigglytuff. Another Wigglytuff. Goldeen. Caterpie. Psyduck. Sylveon. Nice. Sandygast. Emolga. Jigglypuff. Scrafty. Hisuian Lilligant. Rockruff. Scraggy. Toxapex. Love Disc. Puppy Loving Girl. Okay, that's that must be the Amory card. That's the derpiest Goomy's ever looked and you love it? Me too. Cacnea. Wallace. Goldeen. Scraggy. Ooh, full art Piplup. That makes me happy. Melodic. Snowrunt. Muna. Sandygast. Full art Greedent. Someone silly, that is so many hourglasses. Holy smokes. Psyduck. Hisuian Zorua. Scraggy. Ninetales. And Musharna. And last pack. Wooper. Goldeen. Caterpie. Slowbro. And Hisuian Zoroark. Okay, well, we got a few new cards. A lot of base cards that I needed, which I'm happy about. And we got the Piplup and the Greedent, so that's cool. We will open another 10-pack tomorrow. I'm curious now. I want to see how many base cards I'm missing now. Big Chungus indeed. You still don't have an EX or better in this set? What the heck? Got another Shiny Duke card today, Miss Magus. I saw that. I saw that. I gotta see if I have anything that you need, Amory, if no one's already claimed it. Also, speaking of which, I don't know if anyone needs this Marini. I was super excited the first day the new set came out. I got this Marini in a Wonder Pick, and then I've gotten 2 more since. So, if anybody wants that Marini, definitely willing to trade for it. You haven't even done the latest battles, neither have I. You please? Alright, Gina. Let me know what you're willing to give me. Ooh, and I just leveled up. Level 59. Okay, let's get back to it. Amory, thank you for being here. Card looks cool. I think it's a pretty cool card. You got that in a Wonder Pick today? No way, John. That's crazy. Yeah, I've gotten every immersive card for the past several sets, so I'm hoping I can continue that trend. 59 years old, almost the end of my pocket life. That's right. For a second there, I thought you were actually calling me 59 years old, and I was going to be mad, but then I realized that's actually not too far from the truth. Marie, I assume you're already level 60. Yeah, Gina, I've been slacking on the battles too. I still have a lot of battles from the previous set to do, along with the ones for the new set. Can you call me 59 years old? I mean, you can call me 59 years old. I'm not, though. You're level 60, that's what I figured. I'm catching up, though. If you're level 60, do you continue to gain experience? It just isn't used? Or does it just stop giving you experience? We're considering poor mental health recently. You haven't added to your bitterness Bruce story about Grisham and Grizel recently. But if anyone's interested, there's 14 chapters on AO3. Oh, nice, Lacey. Very cool. You got a wonder pick for my 10 pack? Was it one of the good packs? I hope it was at least a good pack. You remember hearing from people that were already level 50 before the level increase got advanced level ups. Okay, so it might be continuing to gather experience. It's just not currently going towards anything. Got your third Sobble just in time. Congratulations, Pookie. Doesn't show any experience number in your profile, so you're not sure? You got Petalil. Was that at least something that you needed, Mewtwo? Oh, it used to before you... Okay, yeah. Then I don't know. I don't know if it's still gathering in the background and just not showing you, or if it just stopped. You went Lucky Friends with yourself and Pogo? That's nice. I will be 46 in 18 days. Pretty crazy. Mantine Matt, my friend, what's going on? How are you? How have you been? Happy belated Father's Day. Hope you and the little Mantike are doing well. Busy bee? Nice. So happy to be here this morning. So happy to have you here. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware, Matt, but this is actually the first stream I've done since the day before Mother's Day. I got involved in some home kitchen renovations, which, you know, required me to either do things or be here to do things, which I could only do on the weekends. And then last weekend, my old roommate came to visit for the weekend, so there's that. But yeah, so it's been quite a while. Watched Obsession the other night. You got you thinking about me. Uh-oh. That's scary. Got all worked out. Yeah. It turned out good. I was stressed. I was stressed about it. I was probably annoyingly stressed about it. But the end result is very nice, which I always knew the end result was going to be nice. I'm a creature of habit. I like to get in my ruts, particularly with my scheduling. So anything that kind of throws a wrench in that always is a big stressor for me. Steve, Bob, and Gary, they are a bunch of chuckleheads, but they finally got everything all worked out. Mewtwo, thankfully. And good news is I never have to see Steve, Bob, or Gary again. Those two digits add up to... Oh, wait, hold on. Your reason behind that question is that your grandparents would play a game with us, and it was simple math. Take your two digits, add them together, and that's how old you are. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So yeah, I would be 1. I would be 1 years old. All obsessed? Gosh, I hope not. I hope not. But I do want to say, kind of on that tangent there, if I have ever given the impression to anybody, this is gonna be a little bit of an awkward subject, but if I've ever given the impression to anybody that I am friendly to someone on stream, but not friendly to them off of stream, I apologize for that. Part of being a streamer is a little bit of being an entertainer and interacting with the audience. Sometimes people can take that as genuine connection. Not to say that anyone here is not worthy of a general connection, but quite frankly, you guys are vast majority strangers to me. So I apologize if I've ever given anyone the impression that perhaps we are closer than that. Which is feels really awkward and uncomfortable to say, but that is the truth. Apparently some people mistake that. Eight right now, so you're older than me, but on your birthday you'll be older. That's true. That's true, Lacey. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, friendships can form out of groups like this, but there's still got to be that line of anonymity. You know what I mean? There still has to be that separation. I don't know if I'm making sense to anybody. Oh, Jerry, you're silly. We all know that Lacey was just talking about that game she was talking about, that you add together the 2 digits in your age. Cool, dude. I try not to let it bother you. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bothered by that whole situation. But I know that I haven't done anything wrong. I just would like to try and avoid that in the future if possible. Yeah, parasocial relationships are not good relationships. You're 95 and you've fallen and can't get up. Finally, Gina reveals her true age. Yeah, Lacey, I mean, I think that's a pretty fair way to put it. I think that you seem like a really awesome person, and I enjoy talking with you, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really know much about you. You don't really know much about me. That doesn't mean that we can't, still have good conversations, which is, what I'm looking for in streams. It is true. I am married to Razzie. It is on record. There is paperwork involved. You've had some wonderful relationships develop from YouTube, and you've also had a wonderful relationship develop into hot garbage because of YouTube as well. Yeah, double-edged sword, absolutely. Don't go by Hefty in the workplace. Not in the workplace, Steven, but believe it or not, Hefty is my actual real-life nickname. I named my YouTube account after my real-world nickname. So it's not that I'm only Hefty online, it's that I've been known as Hefty for 20 plus years. 26 years now. Hefty's been my nickname. Jess, thank you so much for the 10 months of membership and happy birthday to you. Same with Gumbo. Last time you were called Gumbo in real life was about 15 years ago. I'll never stop calling you Gumbo. You want to flyby, like, and sending all the shiny luck. Thank you so much, Jess. Yes, your Audi records the results of the voice. Waldo's a Wobbuffet or something frog. Oh my gosh. Waldo or frog. That's crazy. No, actually, Steven hates to be called Gumbo. Or I shouldn't say hates. Steven prefers not to be called Gumbo. Where's Waldo audiobook? How would that work? How would Where's Waldo audiobook work? That's a good thought experiment. You have many nicknames? You should. I got a few for you. Gumbo's name of the dog of a character in British soap between January 2009 and December 2009. People said you looked like him. Could your shoulder length hair look like dog ears? Oh my goodness. There's an audiobook of it. It's just random people be named and then Waldo during it. Are you serious? That's hilarious. The party hats are back. Ooh, thank you for the reminder. I was told to check that, but it was just before 10 a.m. All right, let's see here. That Puccina is not shiny. Oh, there's a Wurmple. Wurmple's not shiny. I hate Party Hat Wurmple. Party Hat Wurmple is the worst because as soon as it pops up, the way the camera is angled, you see the inside of the party hat, which is purple. So the first thing you see is purple. And then it's like, nope, that's a regular Wurmple. Lobo Gaming, you absolute legend. How are you on a rare Saturday appearance? What's up, Lobo Gaming? No, Lacey, stop. Don't overthink it. All I'm saying is that I enjoy spending the time with everyone here on the streams. However, I hope I never imply or infer to anyone that due to that, I am readily available 24/7. That's what I should have said in the first place. I guess that's really kind of what I mean. Is I like setting aside time during the streams to hang out with all of y'all. That doesn't mean that I'm always available when I'm not streaming. You got the shiny purple party hat? I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous of Anne-Marie. Holidays, no work. Awesome. Any big plans? Wait, Mewtwo, your friend's nickname is Biff now? Holy smokes. Mia, long story short is there has been at least one instance where, because I have not been streaming for the last couple months, I've been told that I am a bad friend. You're the Peppy to my Fox. Razzie, do a barrel roll. It's a terrible Peppy. I can't do Peppy. Exactly, someone silly. But enough of that. Let's talk about happier things. I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way because it was on my mind. Chris called himself Pizza Face on stream the other day, and your roommate used to get bullied at school, and it's called Pizza Face, and your roommate thought that I was telling everyone about him. Oh my gosh, Steven, that's terrible. My goodness. Did I make a Star Fox reference? Of course, I love Star Fox. Just do a weekday stream now, Hefty. You know what, John? I should. To do a barrel roll, press Z or R twice. Hefty weekday stream, my beloved. Okay. I'm not saying I am going to, like, anytime soon. But if I were to do a weekday stream, I would need to have Mewtwo's blessing since he'll be asleep. Did he say pizza face? Why are you telling these strangers about me? Oh my gosh. Kim Burton. Kim Burton's pretty crazy. Alright, Mewtwo gave the blessing. Outside the new games, does anyone play the N64 versions? I just, Lobo, I just, like, before the whole announcement and everything, like, that wasn't even a thing at that point, but probably about 7 or 8 months ago, I spent, like, a whole afternoon one weekend replaying Star Fox 64. I hadn't touched it in several years. But yeah, back when I had an N64, Star Fox was definitely, like, one of my favorite games. Replayed it a ton. It was kind of crazy replaying it, you know, within the last year though, because I forgot some of the hidden paths. Like I still knew enough. I still remember, like, okay, there is a hidden path in this, or I should say, like, a secondary exit in this world, but I couldn't remember how to access it. Like, I knew it was there, but I couldn't remember where. Mark, what's going on, buddy? Happy 4th of July, and my best to you and Brooke. Yeah, I totally think we should all call him Kim Burton on Monday. All came back to you after a second run through of each planet. I need to do that. And Razzie, I think you said the remake was $50, right? You also called your grandpa Cass. That's what you go by personally. Your direct family called you Sandra. Roommate and coworkers call you Cassie. But you like Cass best? Blah, blah, blah. You like Cass best. Nice. That's a nice name. I like that. You forgot it was today. Holy smokes, Kirk. Are you even an American? Yeah, 50's 50's not bad. I think 50 is reasonable for what is a straight up remake. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I'll be honest, if it was like $70, I would say it was overpriced, but 50's good. You always call me silly names, you do. You do. Man, T Matt, you gotta play the Star Fox. It's a lot of fun. I have to use a Steel for a Switch 2 game. Yes, just I also remember that Star Fox 64 existed in a time where the standard game might take you a couple hours to beat. Um, what's it even about? It's like I was gonna make a Top Gun reference, but I don't know if you're familiar with Top Gun. It's um, basically it's a plane shooter game. You're piloting what's called an R wing. You have missiles and laser guns, and you're flying through worlds and destroying bad guys, uh, robots, and yeah, rail shooter ish. There are some sections where it's free roam, but yeah, rail shooter. That is an actual term that people would understand that I should have used. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, then there is lore behind the characters, which are all anthropomorphic. The main character is a fox, Fox McCloud. Then you have Falco, who is a blue falcon. You have Slippy, that's a toad, and you have Peppy, who is a hare. The bad guys include like chameleons, gorillas, um, the other one, and then Wolf. If you've ever played Smash Brothers games, Wolf, Fox, and Falco are all playable characters. I think that's it. Yeah, Cuphead. I've never played it, but I've watched a lot of gameplay footage. That seems really crazy. And then yeah. So like one of the more fun things about it is is not every level, but a lot of levels. There's like a regular way to get through the game or get through the level, and then there's like hidden ways. And if you take hidden ways, like it'll take you to different worlds. They really play the Andrew being Andross's nepo baby. That's awesome. Natasha, what's going on? Good to see ya. Give my best Falcon Punch impression. I can't. I can't do that. I would embarrass myself. Why do you want me to embarrass myself on the internet? Pigma. Yeah. You and the rest. Pigma. I couldn't remember who it was. I remembered Wolf. I remembered the chameleon. I can't remember his name. I remembered, but didn't name Andrew. I couldn't remember Pigma. Yeah, main game isn't terribly long. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Like you can, like once you get used to the controls and you get good at Leon. That's right. And you get good at like dodging and everything, knowing when to barrel roll, when to speed up and slow down, all that. You can do a playthrough in probably about an hour. But the replayability of it is to play it again and find all those secret paths. You'll never forgive the rabbits for becoming more popular than Rayman. Then Gina, it's going to really upset you that my first Rayman game, quote unquote, was Rayman's Raving Rabbids for the Wii. Rayman for PS1 looks beautiful animation-wise, but it's completely difficult to complete. Multiplayer? Oh my gosh, I think I've... Zen! Oh my gosh, Zen, I'm so sorry. Zen, if you didn't leave yet, hopefully you didn't. Zen, hello. There you are, Zen. Sorry, I just saw your message right as it was scrolling off my screen. Happy Saturday, Zen. Forgive me, but don't ever say that again. I promise, Gina, that I will try not to. Robot Rocket on Wheels. I don't remember that one, Kurt. Oh, Zen, I want to show you something. I'll be right back. I am back. Your mom got you into Rayman? Nice. Then yesterday, after watching X-Men 97 Season 2 and going to the comic shop, bought some supplies and I got some extra ones so that I could put my Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix in archival My Light bags. Along with my Rise of Apocalypse. So pretty excited about that. So now they're in fancy, super awesome bags. Do I go to the comic shop every week? I do. I do go to the comic shop every week. Happy birthday, America. Indeed, Duval. How are you? You 100%ed a Rayman Origins and Legends? Holy smokes. Yeah, I've heard those are difficult games. Is Rise of Apocalypse worth reading? I gotta be honest then, I haven't read it since it came out back in 96. I was planning on reading it this weekend, actually, or I should say rereading it. Just because I know for a fact that Rama Tut is in it, just like he is in the show. But at the time, back in '96, I didn't know anything about Rama Tut. I honestly thought that they just like created a pharaoh, like just made a pharaoh for the story. I didn't realize that Rama Tut was such a character with background. And I don't want to say too much more about that in case someone is watching it. I don't want to ruin what I'm assuming will end up being a reveal. So I do want to reread it. Where everyone knows my name. That's right. Yeah, I've yet to watch Daredevil. John, same here. Same here. I got to be honest though, like, I was actually kind of choked up watching the first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 yesterday. Not because it was like emotional or like there was something sad going on or anything like that, but just it's been so long since I've watched an adaptation that I liked, that really spoke to the fan in me. Um, it feels so faithful and nostalgic that like it was just such a relief. What comics are they adapting in X-Men 97 Season 2? So the two I just showed you, the miniseries Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix and Rise of Apocalypse, are both actively being shown in the first first 3 episodes. Um, Based off of what I'm assuming is going to happen, I don't know is the short answer. I don't know. I also like, yeah, Jerry, again, we're going to talk about that later on today. I liked the characters that they brought in or brought back in episode 2. Okay, here's one for you, Zen. If you haven't read it already, I'm not saying it was a direct adaptation of it, but they definitely brought over some elements. If you haven't already, check out Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force. That came out, probably would have been around 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. Rick Remender's X-Force. It was the X-Force series that had Wolverine, Psylocke, Archangel, Deadpool. I'm forgetting somebody big. Check out that series. A lot of what you saw in episode 2 was reflecting that. Superwoman or Supergirl, whatever, is because she looks 18, is bombing. Yeah. I mean, I like the actress a lot. She was in the first season of House of the Dragon. I think she's a great actress. I was talking about this the other day. I'm not saying this is 100% the issue, but I don't think it was a smart move that for the second movie of the DC relaunch, after the first movie being Superman, that they made the second movie Supergirl. I don't think for just general audiences that's enough delineation to have any interest. And I think that's the first thing to think about is the opening weekend's box office was very low. That doesn't mean that people didn't like the movie. That means that they didn't have any interest in seeing the movie. So that's a different issue, if you get what I'm saying. What should they have done? That's a great question, Gina. Like obviously, I don't work for the movie studio. I don't have any idea about the goings on in the back, but I think maybe something like a Green Arrow, a Firestorm, the Atom, um, Doctor Fate. Like there were a lot of. I mean, there's a ton of DC characters they could use. And I think just having the main character of the second movie be so similar in both looks and background um, powers to the first movie. It's like, look, we've been battling superhero fatigue for years. People have been talking about superhero fatigue for a long time. So why would you exacerbate that by making two back-to-back movies with what? I'm totally generalizing here. I'm just thinking about like general audiences and their mindset. Why would you make two back-to-back movies where the second one is just a, different gendered first one? Lobo, the villain, not the villain, just I'm sorry, Jason Momoa, not the villain, but a character. And I actually thought he looked pretty good. Looks-wise, appearance-wise, they really nailed him. Tried Wonder Woman since Batman could have had a lot of red tape given Robert Pattinson. Yeah, I don't know if they want to go down the Wonder Woman well so quickly. That's kind of like why I did mention like maybe doing Flash, for example. Yeah, it's like I mean I remember with both the Hulk and with Spider-Man, my friends that like movies but don't really know anything about comics. The amount of times that Hulk and Spider-Man were rebooted, they'd complain like, "Oh my God, we just got a Spider-Man movie a couple of years ago. Why are we redoing it again?" So I think like it might be a little too soon for like a Wonder Woman, a Flash, Aquaman. I love how Jason Momoa and The Rock both played their dream characters that the general audiences couldn't give two hoots about. Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad about Jason Momoa's Lobo because I really think that he did nail the look. I mean, again, I haven't seen the movie yet. I I think there could be some legs with him having a spin-off standalone movie. I think if people knew more about Lobo, general audiences might be more interested. Um, I'm not saying like they should have focused more on Lobo in like the trailers or whatever, because I mean ultimately it was a Supergirl movie. But I think if there was a focus on Lobo, I think that would be a lot more popular. Yeah, exactly, Steven. Supergirl, the second in-universe movie, is a very odd move. Only a DC movie you liked the past 10 years was Suicide Squad. Which Suicide Squad, Kirk? I didn't see the first one, but I saw the second one that James Gunn did. We're X Factor and characters then. I would say yes. At yes at this time, assuming that X Factor is a fairly recent governmental team. I still haven't quite worked out how that ties into the, I think it was Cold Comfort was the episode in the original series when they were first introduced. So I don't really know like the time difference there. But yeah, I think if it's early on in this version of X Factor's existence, they're probably a little more government trusting than they become. All right, let me catch up. I've been going off on a couple of tangents here, and I feel like I've missed some messages. They should do like Marvel and stuck with one actor to play one superhero. Kirk, I totally agree with you. Joyce with the 42 months of membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Yeah, I think Warner Brothers just got really greedy. They wanted to immediately replicate the success that Marvel had, and they weren't willing to put in the long-term work. They wanted to get to the Avengers, but without the multi-year build-up, and they've just been chasing that ever since. And it's ended up like turning off a lot of audiences because it feels like nothing matters in the DC movies because they're just going to be rebooted in a couple of years anyway. Such a poor adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. Okay, so Steven, that's the second point. That's the second point about Supergirl, right? The first point is ticket sales were down, which says that people weren't interested in seeing it. Now let's actually talk about the movie itself. And again, I haven't seen the movie. But there were some substantial changes made to the source material. I've talked in the past about adaptation, source material, etc. when it comes to comic movies. This was literally based off of a miniseries called Woman of Tomorrow. They made changes to that, which was not great. And personally, I'm not a fan of the writer of that series anyway. So I never read it. I had no interest in it. So for me personally, when I saw they were adapting a Supergirl miniseries from only a couple of years ago and written by Tom King, I was like, I'm not really interested in that. So I have heard there were some issues with the script. The changes were pretty drastic and kind of like upset the whole point of the story. Warner Brothers have been messing around with DC for literally your whole life. Look at Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Oh, exactly. Like, I think the crazy thing is that Warner Brothers has had the opportunity for a MCU for decades. They just chose not to. There was nothing, like, Marvel always had rights issues. One, like, first off, Marvel was not owned by a production company like it is now with Disney. That's a whole separate conversation, but just bear with me for a second. DC has been owned by Warner Brothers for decades. Marvel was a separate entity all to itself. It sold off the rights to the Superman or to the Spider-Man characters to Sony. It sold off the Fantastic Four and Ghost Rider and X-Men rights to Fox to help themselves become liquid again in the face of Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the 90s. And so that whenever you hear about the licensing issues or copyright issues with Marvel characters, that's what that's referring to. Warner Brothers never had that. Warner Brothers has straight up owned all the DC characters this entire time. They could have made a Batman versus Superman in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. They could have. It just never occurred to them that anyone would be interested in that. So when Marvel Studios was created and they started this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe that made like $1 billion to the point where Disney thought it was a good investment to purchase the company, DC and Warner Brothers were over there kicking themselves in the butt that they didn't do this years ago. So they wanted to immediately jump to where the MCU was post first Avengers movie. But they weren't willing to put in the work to build up to it. Excuse me. Heard Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow was really good though. I've heard that, and I like Zen. Like maybe that's like one thing by Tom King that I would enjoy. I just didn't. I haven't enjoyed a lot of his writing, so I didn't want to go out of my way to read it. But it could be good. It's frustrating these companies adapt these comic book stories and then don't bring the writers of the series and team up with the writers ever. Tom King's directly involved with the Lanterns? I didn't realize that, Steven. That's interesting. I like superhero stuff, except for the fact there's never any stakes, because the main character of each movie isn't ever really at risk. I mean, that's fair. That's true. Um, I okay, Zen. I did for the most part like the Vision miniseries that he did. Um, it was I looked at it when I read it at the time as a little bit of like a what if or Elseworlds type story, because the premise was so out of left field with the character. Um, I enjoyed what I read. It still feels like it shouldn't have been canon, and it was like actual characters that spun out of that series, like Vision. But it was Zen for me. It was one of those, and this is kind of one of the issues I have with King. It was one of those stories where it's like you didn't want to write a Vision story. You wanted to write a story, and you chose to use Vision to tell that story. Started to watch Spider Noir, but it was slow and boring for your liking. Yeah, I haven't watched any of that. I didn't really have a big interest in it, to be honest. Maybe eventually I will. You like Tom Holland? You thought that was a good casting choice? I don't have anything against Tom Holland. I'm just ready, and it looks like we're getting there. I'm just ready to have an adult Spider-Man. Um, that said, I gotta be honest, I'm not too excited about Brand New Day. Why get directly involved with Lanterns but not have it involved in the movie that's directly adapted as comic? Yeah, that's a dumb decision, Steve. I totally agree with you on that. Isn't that character played by Nicolas Cage? Yes. Yes, it is. Me as Spider-Man would go hard. Nobody would want to see that. You can watch them more in either color, black and white. Yeah, that is interesting. I think that I could be really pessimistic and jaded, but I'm not going to. They're going to make Bale's Batman and Reeves Ruth Superman together. They had that pilot Justice League movie from the 90s, 2000s, then Greenlight. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Steven. There's never been anything stopping them from doing that. There's never been anything stopping them from creating a DCU. Or what do they call it? DCEU? They could have been doing this the whole time. Looking forward to Brand New Day because of Tombstone and the actor playing him. Looks like they've done like blackface to the character, despite the character and actor both being albino. Wait, who's playing Tombstone? Now, I'm just gonna say it. I don't know if it's, I don't know if this is an offensive thing to say. I think it's just the truth. Tombstone is an albino African American. Marvin Crondon Jones. Marvin Crondon. Wait, is that Crondon, the actor and rapper? Interesting. Isn't Venom gonna be in Brand New Day? I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Miracle. I read Mr. Miracle, and it's like stuff feels a little pretentious. Like when I read a Tom King comic, I feel like he thinks it's more sophisticated than it is. Yeah, Nick Cage voiced Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Verse, which I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense why they're getting him to play him live action. I don't really have too much interest in it personally. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of Spider Noir stuff or lore to fall back on. I mean, he had I think two 4-issue miniseries before the first Spider-Verse storyline in the comics. He has a new miniseries now because of the show, but I mean, I think there's probably been maybe under 50 comics that Spider Noir has been in, and probably only half of those he's really had a role in. Supergirl might have killed off the James Gunn universe. It'll be really interesting to see what happens with Lanterns and Clayface. Tombstone of the Spider-Verse is also voiced by... oh, okay. Yeah, it's actually I mean, please tell me he's going to shave his beard. It's not bad casting for Tombstone. Wish Jason Momoa was kept as Aquaman. He did a good job as Aquaman. I mean, it was straight up the I think it was Jeff Johns' '90s Aquaman, minus the missing hand. But it was a good interpretation. I liked it as an adaptation. Got so much Spider-Man stuff now. They keep doing the same 3 or 4 villains. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Kirk. Now, I mean, I will say that it's weird that we're getting like our 3rd iteration of Tombstone in the last 10 years. That's not something I ever thought I'd say, but at least Tombstone is a little bit outside the box. But yeah, I still don't know. I still don't know if the new Spider-Man movie is going to be based on the storyline The Other, or if it's going to be based on the storyline with Man-Spider. Either way, I'm not thrilled about that. You know, a Spider-Man movie with Green Goblin as the villain. Yeah. Brooke, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Scrobo, I watched the first 3 episodes of season 2 yesterday. Fantastic. Easily the best comic adaptation last, I don't know, 8 years. The only comic adaptation currently that I'm excited about. There are 20 more minutes, then you're done shiny hunting for today, so I'll leave the stream for food. That's funny, because I'm kind of in the same boat. I'll be streaming for another 16 minutes, and then going to eat some food, but we will be back tomorrow. Since we have only 16 minutes left, I guess we should probably play our final guess the game of the day. Guess the Pokemon plush. This is the part of this stream where I have a plush, a Pokemon plush, sitting in front of me on my desk. It's right here. I'm pointing at it, but you can't see it. But I can't remember what its name is. So you gotta tell me, what is the name of this plush? Good morning, Val. How many hot dogs can I eat without the buns? Probably 3. Wolverine is stronger without the adamantium? No, gosh no. Gosh no. Much weaker. He shaved his beard as Tombstone? Nice. Nice, good. Looks wise, that was the only thing that was going to bother me. It's not Rowlet, not Registeel, not Houndour. I mean, he's a lot more feral without the adamantium. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, Zen, if you're still here, I forgot about that. Post Wolverine 75, after Wolverine loses the adamantium, he goes through a process of dealing with that, having the bone claws, yada yada yada, and then after issue 100, he starts to become more feral. The version of him that you saw is from like, say, 104-ish, 104-ish on. That's that version that they're doing. Uh, Not Houndour, not Trico, not Scorbunny, not Munchlax, not Manaphy, not Mewtwo, not Chespin, not Jigglypuff, not Poliwhirl. Apocalypse's powers again. He has full control over his cellular structure, basically. No, time travel isn't a power. He has the technological capability, but basically he can control every cell in his body. Which can, the more you think about it, the more crazy that thought process is. Need to get back to reading Claremont's run. Where'd you end off, Zen? Where are you with the Claremont run? No one's guessed it yet, but I will say there's a lot of people that guessed Pokemon that start with M, and it is in fact a Pokemon that begins with M. Meet him in the coat room. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. It's not Morpeko. It's not Mareep. It's not Manaphy. It's not Magnemite. Kirk going with Mankey and is not correct, but Mewtwo is correct. It is Machop. It is indeed Machop. Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, terrible. I hate that movie. Here's my thing. I did reset the game. I didn't mean to. Watching X-Men 97 and specifically watching the first 3 episodes of season 2 yesterday, this thought crossed my mind. If anyone watches X-Men 97 and particularly, again, just watch the first 3 episodes of season 2. If anyone watches that and sees how much they're able to accomplish in scope, lore, characterization, relationships, epic battles, awesomeness, just in general, if you can watch those 3 episodes, you have to understand why people like myself has never been really that impressed with the X-Men movies. Wow, Meta Champion, that's crazy. 3 million experience away. Disney Plus, yes. It's incredible the difference. And I did just recently rewatch all of the original X-Men series as well. There's some cheese. There's some absolute cheese. 100%. It was a 90s TV show that was put together for 90s kids. Literally on Fox Kids. There's some cheese, but it's still pretty darn good. It holds up pretty well. There's just some dialogue you have to get past, especially in the first season. Enjoy X2, First Class, Days of Future Past a lot, just like the others. Yeah, there were some moments in the movies I thought were cool. What was the plush? Gina, it was a Gen 1 Pokemon that begins with the letter M. Holds up great, enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Zen. Like especially like that in that first season. There's some episodes, there's some dialogue that you're just like, oh brother. And there's one episode that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about anymore. I don't know if 2026 will allow us to talk about the episode where Wolverine hangs out with the Inuits. I remember back in 92 when they aired it, it seemed out of place then. I think nowadays it's probably very out of place. Hangs out with who? The Inuits up in Alaska. Duval, that is a good question. Thought there's a trans person storyline or something? No, no. Why would that be wrong? It's the characterization of them. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with hanging out with Inuits. In fact, I support anyone's right to be friends with an Inuit. Um, the characterization was like Sabretooth shows up and they're like, oh no, it demon from Underworld. It's like they live in Alaska. They're not. It's not like they've never met society. You never showed me your Kabutops plush when I asked months ago, but I also never remind you. Gina, please, I don't own a Kabuto or Kabutops plush. I have an Omanite. Is Alaska real? I'm pretty sure it is. Jerry, it's episode 6. 5, 6. X-Men animated series. I mean, it's not a bad episode, but it's kind of like 6, Cold Vengeance. It's actually an important episode. The B plot's actually very important, but the A plot is Wolverine hanging out with Inuits, and it's just you meet these Inuits, and you're like, so I think Wolverine's the only person they've ever met. Taylor May was just diagnosed with breast cancer. I did hear about that. That is sad. Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't like insulting. Like, I don't think it was. I don't think it was made to be or intended to be racist at all. Um, it was just the portrayal made it seem like they had never met anyone outside their society, which probably is not the case. Favorite superhero and supervillain from DC and Marvel, respectively? Great question, Steven. It's a very basic B answer, but I am a basic B. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. He's what got me into comics in the first place. In fact, I still had the very first comic. I bought this comic in a 7-Eleven in 1991. It was my first comic. I just saw the cover and I thought it was really cool. I also felt really smart because at the tender age of 10, I realized that was a reference to Hamlet. Because, I'm a genius. I picked up this comic and, I've been on the ride ever since. Super villain is probably Mr. Sinister, but old school Mr. Sinister. I don't like what they've done with Mr. Sinister the past 20 years or so. DC, I'm really starting to like Firestorm. I've been reading a lot more about Firestorm. I'm also a big Green Arrow fan. I'm a lot newer to the DC universe, though. I've really been focusing a lot more on DC the last couple of years. Villain for DC, probably the Riddler. I feel like the Riddler is criminally underrated. I've always liked his shtick ever since the Batman animated series episode where it's like he created a video game based off of the Minotaur maze and he locks Batman in it, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. You're born in 91. Holy smokes! Yeah, I'm in a couple weeks I'm gonna be turning 46 years old. Ugh. Um, but yeah. Favorite Avenger is probably Vision, Gina, and you know this from the movies. It's Captain America, Gina, and you know this. But that's gonna be it. I forgot how to properly end live streams. I'm out of practice. No Zapdos today. That's okay. So here's the deal. If you weren't around earlier, here's what we're doing. I've really been enjoying doing Professor Oak challenges in the past couple months, and this started off as a Professor Oak challenge, and then we got to this point where I said, well, we're gonna shiny hunt all the legendaries as part of the Professor Oak challenge. I'm ready to move on. So tomorrow we're going to continue the Professor Oak challenge. We're going to catch a non-shiny Zapdos. We're going to move on. We're going to finish up this leaf green Professor Oak challenge, and then we're going to start Professor Oak challenge in Pokemon Sword and Shield. We will come back to this down the road and hunt for the legendaries. But I am loving Professor Oak challenges. That's what we're going to do for the foreseeable future. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a great rest of your day. If you're in the U.S., happy 4th of July. Have a great one. Good luck to anyone that hasn't done the Community Day yet. Hope you get those shiny Sobbles. And make sure you take care. Do something nice for someone today just because it's the right thing to do and for no other reasons. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.